All right. We live?
And we are live. Okay. Welcome, everybody, and good morning. My name is Shane Mutter, President and CEO of Seed to System out of Longmont, Colorado. Coming to you today from our satellite office. And I have a very special guest today for our Tuesday Hemp Your Health segment. Which, if you don't know, every Tuesday at 10 Mountain, 11 Central, we have Hemp Your Health with Christy Thiel, and today she's taking a little bit of a break. And so we decided we'd have Michael come on board and do a little questions and answering segment here. But again, my name's Shane Mutter, President and CEO. This is Michael Mauti. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Doing
Good.
great.
Thanks for being here with us today.
Of course.
Michael, if you don't know, is our brand ambassador. He's a business partner, and he's also the director of business development for Seed to System. Got quite a story we're going to tell today. But Seed to System is a CBD and hemp company out of Longmont, Colorado. We actually grow. We work with a seed genetics company, high grade hemp seed company, where we have our seeds, our farms, we work with our factories, and we create some wonderful CBD products for you that are very pure, very strong, and just a wonderful product. But today is Michael with our special guest. I wanted to talk a little bit about your journey, and you came up through playing football, did a lot. By way of your collegiate years and then into the NFL, which we'll get to. But really, how you got to Seed to System was just kind of a chance thing. I actually saw your dad at an event one day, and knowing that your dad was a former NFL player, and he asked me, he said, so how's business?
How's the furniture business?
How's the furniture business? And I said, well, I'm actually not any longer in it, but that my family and some other family friends had gotten into hemp and CBD, and so he was a little shocked at first, and I said, I'm going to bring you some products so you can just try it. It might help you since you took to the gridiron all those years. You could probably use some CBD. So that's when I got a call from you and said, man, what is this stuff?
Yeah.
So tell us about that a little bit.
That was my exact reaction, and I probably waited a week. I just didn't want to hype you up too much, or at least not seem so overzealous, just because I was diving into the research of the industry. I was trying all kind of products, and it's really less about the product aspect of it, was more so the research that I had been doing, and based on all my health issues, and then of course my profession, and then what I was learning about what it's doing for a lot of other people around the world, really, based on what's already proven and all the science and clinical stuff.
Yeah, and you said it best. You said I in the NFL I got paid to.
Well, I got paid to run into people as fast as I could, as hard as I could with my head.
With my head.
Well, without getting fined, that's kind of or targeted.
Right.
The rules have sort of changed a little bit. Player safety, that's important.
Yeah.
Because guys like my dad, played without helmets.
Yeah, and the CBD that I gave your dad, it really helped him, and it was within a couple of weeks that we ended up having breakfast that day, and you talking about how it had helped you already, and all the research you had done, and so pretty much you hopped on a plane within about 2 weeks, came up to visit me out in Longmont.
Mm-hmm.
We spent 2 days together, and you checked out all the farms. You got to see all the greenhouses, and just kind of learned a little bit about what we do at Seed to System, and about how we actually make the product. I remember the day you, me, and your father had hairnets on, walking through the factory, seeing where all the bottles were being created. So it's kind of a unique journey that started so quickly.
It did, and I had that picture, by the way.
We'll
have to share that later. No, but it's at the end of the day, I wanted to, post football. I was trying to figure out what I want to do, when I grew up, essentially.
I haven't grown up yet.
Yeah, well, that makes two of us. but no, we had, I just wanted to kind of explore other passions outside of football. And it's just, football is one thing I did my whole life. I wanted to do something new and explore a whole new space and to continue to learn. And so, when I started going out and visiting companies and different operations facilities, at the end of the day, when I decided I wanted to get involved in the hemp industry and the CBD products, industry as a whole, I started just vetting companies and just making visits to Colorado, which is, of course, the epicenter of the consumer products and the hemp. Colorado, Oregon, and California, those places, but Colorado in particular. But there's such a Louisiana connection that it was just almost just naturally serendipitous, really, how us guys from Mandeville, 10 years apart, we just kind of reconnected and at the end of the day, wanted to get behind this company. This is a brand I could trust and B, that I knew it was as good as anything that I had taken, because it had helped me. And, whether it was autoimmune, whether it was as a neuroprotectant from after games.
Yep.
I certainly made my head feel better when I was taking it. I mean, I got 4 or 5 years. I used myself as a guinea pig for a lot of this product testing and different labels and stuff like that. So
the amount of research that you did through the time frame that towards the end of your NFL career to the day that we met still astounds me, because you just send me just research article after article. And I'm like, wow, he knows more about, this plant than I do. But, and you have to, you got to research who you're buying from, where the product's made. That's a big differentiator in the game.
Yeah, it's to some extent still is a little bit of the Wild West. You don't know what's in the bottle. A lot of these different products and the regulations are pretty vague. But when it came down to at the end of the day, the research, and if you could find out, okay, we got to partner up with where the seeds are coming from, where the farms are at, what's in the soil, what's in the oil and then the product, and you control the whole process. That's something you can trust the quality of. And then, of course, it's essentially a whole new industry, period. So we're just at the infancy of this whole thing. So I think it's something that I'm really excited about, looking forward to the next, where this thing's going to be in 10 years, 5 years, 10 years, and 20 down the line. Just so many applications. But
let me ask you this, Michael. We just mentioned your dad. Your mom and dad have done such a wonderful job with raising a wonderful family. Your 2 siblings, who I know very well now, just a very solid family. And your dad goes, his career in the NFL, has such a history to it, and so many stories that I've heard. And then here you are. You went to Mandeville High right here in Louisiana.
Yes,
played ball there. You went on to Penn State, which is, from what I'm learning every single day, a very powerful family.
We are.
Y'all are tight. And, there's not a day that doesn't go by that somebody from Penn State's contacting us about either getting product or learning more about the product. And then, so tell us a little bit about the Penn State years that you were there.
Yeah, that was a whole 5-year chapter in my life, but also, indirectly, I was a legacy. My dad had gone there. I was kind of raised as a Penn State kid, but didn't realize how much it was a part of my identity, I guess, until I got up there and visited, and it was a place I wanted to be a part of. Go to college there, of course, get educated, get my degree, but also, what went on while I was there, or what happened prior to when I got there, then the fallout, as a senior, when I was the captain with my teammates, and the sanctions and all the things that were unprecedented.
So the year that you were there, it was 2012, right? Mm-hmm. And that was your senior year.
That was my senior year. Right.
Okay, and so I think most people probably remember there was a lot of turmoil that went on. You guys lost your coach. Your coach had passed away. Mm-hmm. There were some other issues with Jerry Sandusky and the things that went on there. But you guys were kind of shifting around, didn't even know if you were going to have a team. Here you are as a senior. You became team captain, correct, or co-captain?
I was, along with Michael Zordich and Matt McGloin, Jordan Hill, Michael Farrell. But we had a lot of good leaders on that team. But but it was just unprecedented times stemming from the fallout, things that had happened prior to we even got there, things that happened when we were kids. And
Yeah.
but it ended up being just a great story of resiliency of the team.
And then in addition to that, they, because it was such a pivotal moment in the Penn State, and I've actually seen letters that come in saying thank you for, what you did for Penn State that year. You gave us our football team, or, you and your other senior classmates, y'all did such a great job with saving the team essentially. But they also, from what I understand, are now going to come out with a movie, possibly with you guys.
Well, we are, yeah. Possibly.
All right.
We just finished Iron Lions, the production
Iron Lions.
last end of last year.
Okay.
Worked with a great group on that, putting that together. Michael Nash of Beverly Hills Productions, Bob Morgan, who's a Penn State guy, who's just awesome guys. Really did a fantastic job on just capturing the story, just from no spin. It was no big media. It was just, let's just tell because it really is just an incredible story, unprecedented, really team. And it shows kind of the layout, what happened and how we responded to it, and the impact that it had, and emotion behind it, really.
And so if people want to check that out, where should they go online to see some little snippets of it?
IronLionsMovie.com.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So
Well, then
I'm excited about that. It should be late summer, early fall. So
okay.
They're talking. Those conversations are happening. Those are above my head.
Yeah.
So streaming services. Well, I'm not sure where it's going to be released yet, but that's all coming down the pipeline. Hopefully before football season.
Awesome.
So
thanks for sharing that. And then after Penn State, you went on 7th round draft pick, Minnesota Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately after your stint with Minnesota, you came back home, didn't you?
You
literally came back and played football home in New Orleans.
Right back where it started.
There you go.
Which is just incredible. Just the fact that I had the opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
But really the way that it happened was even better of a story. And you couldn't have written it on the front end.
Yeah.
And but just felt incredibly fortunate to have the opportunity to play in the stadium where I grew up, going to the games that my dad played.
Yeah.
Just incredible. But
so, on that note, with your dad, I'd like to actually bring up something that's really near and dear to me, just because of all the loss that I've had in my life from cancer. But your dad started a cancer foundation 41 years ago.
Yeah.
1979.
Yes.
And through 41 years of having a foundation that he has run with your mom, and other people, you all have done a tremendous amount of work in the community, giving back, helping with cancer research, the Rich Mauti Cancer Foundation.
Yep.
Right?
Rich Mauti Cancer Fund.
Okay. And so now tell our audience what you've come up with, because as soon as Michael got on board with me in our Seed to System brand and products and the farms, he wanted to develop something really special for the foundation, which we would at some point in time realize that we can actually make some products and have all the proceeds go back to the foundation. And so you single-handedly came up with these products. So if you want to tell everybody, it's your baby.
Well, I had a lot of time on my hands after I was quit playing football, or retired from football. But these are something I'm really proud about. But it just aligns a lot of the different passions that I have in my life, but also my dad's and what he started 40 years ago with our Cancer Foundation. And so, our mission is at the Rich Mauti Cancer Fund is individual needs and prevention and early detection. So those are the three things. And then my dad and his group over the years have raised millions of dollars, and those go out in a variety of different ways. On an individual needs basis, and also been funding clinical research since early 80s. And we had the first mobile screening van in the South that we've done thousands of screenings with.
Mm-hmm.
It's still in service here, that we bring it around, and
that's amazing.
It really is something that.
But then just recently, you all were on the Senate floor of the state capitol in Louisiana.
We were, yeah.
So what was that about?
That's something that we are very excited about. But we essentially, in conjunction with all the other nonprofit cancer groups in Louisiana have partnered up to create the Cancer Advocacy Group of Louisiana with Chad Landry and his Lymphomaniacs nonprofit.
Yep. So we're tied in with the Lymphomaniacs. The big event got postponed this year.
It did. I think they rescheduled to October.
Perfect.
Which we also rescheduled our Rich Mauti Cancer Fund. We rescheduled our tennis tournament in October, which actually that might work out better. So we might keep it in the fall. But the point is, we the Cancer Advocacy Group of Louisiana, we were on Capitol Hill 2 weeks ago, where the bill got signed by Governor Edwards, which basically, in layman's terms, helps get experimental cancer drugs funded or treatments funded by insurance for 3 months. Excellent. So the doctor recommends you do a treatment if you're dealing, but it's experimental. Insurance doesn't cover it. It's crazy, it might be crazy expensive. Well, if they try it out for 3 months, you get covered. If it works, you continue the coverage. If not, you don't. So, but that's a small step in the plan, which in the big picture, which is again individual needs, that's real impact. For
and
your
then
local community.
and then now through Seed to System with the plants, with the fact that we make all of our products very purely, very organically, but you've developed now 2 products: a roll-on application for muscle and joint. To help fund some of the cancer research through Rich Mauti Cancer Foundation, and then you've also you have in the works something that has not been announced yet, but we will today. But we're going to have a 100 milligram gel capsule through the Rich Mauti Cancer Foundation, which is by far the most potent CBD gel cap that I've seen in the industry. So, and I know that that's your brainchild, and that's something that you and your dad are working hard on right now to implement into the system. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah, we wanted to do, at Seed the System, we have a clinic, we have a signature line of products. We got, their spa, there's a gentleman's line. Well, I wanted to do a clinical line where we could have clinician grade quality products. But we started with the roll-on. That was more just to get exposure out there for our mission, and the exposure, but B, it works. And I got to had the opportunity. I knew a guy, but we tripled the concentration. But it's a really potent product. That roll-on. We did a cooling formulation of a warming one. And all the profits. Seed System was generous enough to bring back all the profits of those products to the Cancer Fund.
So you can check those products out on our website at seedsystem.com. And you can see the 2 roll-ons for now, and then as soon as the gel caps are ready, we'll have those uploaded onto the site as well within the coming weeks.
And there's more information on the Seed System website on that roll-on page. But we're working with a lot of local doctors here and universities. We're going to be designing clinical trials, and so we're working. Those are in discussions right now, and working through that, and that just takes time and collaboration across the board, which again we're getting a lot of great response from and developing on. But all the profits go to that, to funding that effort, which again that's the position that the FDA has taken, and which is great, but so we have to do our own science essentially. So we're just a matter of partnering with the right people, and there's a lot of people excited about what we're doing. And I'm just fortunate we get to share it now.
Now coming back to what CBD has done for you, a lot of people may not know this, and if you go to the Seed System website, you can click on the more info button at the main page at the top. In the menu bar, just click on more info, and we have 10 blogs on there, which we're writing about 1 blog per month, just because education is very important to us, more so than anything else. We want to make sure that our audience knows, that we're here to educate, to help, to bridge the gap between those question marks that you have about hemp and cannabis, because we get that all the time. People are always asking us, oh, y'all are in the marijuana business. That's obviously not true. We produce hemp specifically for CBD. But as it relates to Michael, you can go on the Seed System website, click on the menu, the more info button in the top menu, and read Michael's story, which we had written a blog about him. and talking about the physical ailments that took place in your NFL career as well in your college career and then leading into NFL and multiple surgeries. What happened, and then how did CBD really affect you at that point in time?
Yeah, that's how I got into it. First, it was more of an autoimmune deal. I was trying to figure out my body, and I couldn't take anti-inflammatories, so I had to find a natural alternative, just to try and rebalance my gut, and then get my gut talking to my brain more. The more I learned about, I guess that's where I learned how to do my research, because I had to try and figure out my ulcerative colitis and all that. But shoot, over the years, my career, I've had 10 surgeries, put my body back together. My knees a couple of times, rebuild them, but the opioid thing was a real concern, just given the fact that after you're sitting in a hospital bed, they give you those drugs, which are they work and they're there for a reason, but they're just so addictive, and I just didn't want to go down that route. I've lost friends from that. It's just ruined a lot of lives. So
you were able to get yourself off of the opioids, or before you even really gone down that path, you said, I'm not going to even do this, and you got into studying CBD and the effects of it.
Totally.
And then that led you through about 15 companies until we met. And you said, the C Systems actually helped me more than those 15 companies combined.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's not to say there aren't other good companies out there.
No, right.
There are, but
right.
I believed in this one. I felt like this one was the best, and now I understand why. But
yeah. To which I will point out, to this day, this was the original bottle that I gave Michael, our little 1,500 milligram mint tincture. And I still have it here because when I gave it to him, he texted me about 2 weeks later and said, man, I don't know what that stuff is, but it worked. It's the best CBD I've tried. So I have this as a keepsake to say, man, this is how it all began between you and I.
It's all about what's in the bottle.
Yeah, exactly. Because we do try to have the purest ingredients, not any additives if we can help it, other than just flavoring. And then just our process of vapor distilling the plant and turning it from a solid into a liquid as purely as possible is really what we're all about, and what we put our names on every day. Absolutely. To try and create the best product out there. So, but going back to also your family, Rich, your dad's come out there, and of course my dad being one of the partners. Yeah. We've really turned this into a family business, so to speak.
We have. Shoot, yeah. We got
your sister's involved now somehow. Your brother's involved.
Patrick, absolutely. It really is. Well, you could talk about Mr. Gary, man. Yeah. Gary was out there. He was the original vision with the guys that bought the farm out.
Tim Rice, and some of the Rickses from the West Coast, all Louisiana families.
Right.
But yeah, your dad comes out. It's always a pleasure to get to work with him now. And then now your sister's doing a little bit of the education piece, which working with Christy Thiel, if you want to talk about that a little bit with what Rachel's doing.
Yeah, well, it just, again, it's kind of worked out the timing of it with the COVID thing, but Rachel is actually, her background is in special education. She's been up in New York. She teaches children with autism up there, which
7 years.
7 years,
yeah, wow. In Manhattan.
So, which just takes really a special kind of person.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
But she's now transitioning into digital education and digital learning and building online curriculums.
So she's helping us build out our platforms for more education for C Systems. So, that's something that he and I are very adamant about doing, is educating our audience first.
Right.
And now it's wonderful because we have your sister involved.
I know, it's great to work with her every day now.
And then
Patrick's
down in Florida, but he's been working as an affiliate with us.
He has been.
And not to mention the fact, right, that the Penn State Nation, as strong as you guys are, you've not only your movie producer, Penn State grad, but we've got Keith Conlon, Goon, as we call him, is involved with Seed to System as an affiliate up in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And then who else do we have on board with us?
Leo
Murray. Yeah.
Yeah. With Silas. Well, I mean,
Silas Red.
Silas, which the film kind of reconnected us, and if you watch the film, then you'll understand why we sort of have reconnected. But he's a great friend, and everything that happened back in 2012, it's just great that we've been able to reconnect on this.
Yeah.
Because it's helped him tremendously, and he's just a great human being and a great family.
And Silas is out on the West Coast, and he's been working with us now for several months. And Silas has been such an advocate for hemp. We also work with Jared Tomich, who used to play with the Saints as well.
Saints, All-American Nebraska.
Yeah. Now has a farm up in Indianapolis or Indiana. Yeah.
Nebraska.
No.
Or was it Indiana?
Yeah.
Okay,
so,
sorry, Jared.
So we've got quite a reach through all of our affiliates that work with us across the country. Man. So, which is something that, anybody that's watching right now, if you do want to join the Seed to System team as an affiliate to not only, receive special discounts, but also work and spread the message about Seed to System and hemp, and get more on the education front. The affiliate program is something that we've been developing with our team to help with the advocacy, with working with Michael and I directly, and to also make a little bit of money as well as an affiliate. It's very easy to sign up for. So you can always go to the Seed to System website to the very bottom of the screen and then and sign up there where it says become an affiliate. Few other things that we can talk about before we close, because we're wrapping up on time.
More minutes here.
Yeah, just a few. But talking about the future of Seed to System, I think you and I can agree that the biggest part of our success with our team is the fact that all of us on this team work so hard to spread awareness, spread education, and really be one-on-one with our customers, whether it's an individual customer through our website, or if it's a retailer. We have retailers like Travis Graham and his wife Adele out in the Carolinas have some wonderful businesses out there. We've got some quite a few businesses in Texas that work with us on the wholesale level.
Yeah,
but you can always reach out to us, because what we're trying to do is develop more education for our audience and to be advocates for the hemp industry, and to make sure that the things that we put our name on, our stamp of approval on, is hands down the best quality you're going to find, and you can work with us and our team at all times to get the proper education.
Absolutely, it's the most important. We got a lot of exciting things in the oven here that we're working on, but we'll be heading back to the farms on Monday.
Yep.
Which we'll be shooting live from out there next week with Christy Thiel, our director of education, who just does an unbelievable job. But I want to shout out Heather too. She's just done an amazing job on our team, and Perky as well, our director of marketing, and then sales with Heather. But we just have an amazing team that we are so excited to share with you guys about, and just introduce ourselves to you. Week to week, we're going to just continue to just push the education. 60% of consumers dealing with CBD, they're learning about CBD from other from people that they know and trust, and most of them family members or friends. So that's really it's a double-edged sword. We want to be able to make that information quality and legitimate education, as opposed to what's there's just a lot of other fluff out there in the industry, and we just want to make sure that it legitimizes it. At the end of the day, that's our opportunity. So that's what we're passionate about, and we're excited to take this journey.
Yeah, we are, and thank you very much. I do want to say, if you could check us out, seedtosystem.com. We have a very nice Facebook page that we've been developing now, and are getting close to, I think, 7,000 fans on there. We have an Instagram page, Twitter page that we're still kind of getting developed. But please reach out to us, and if you don't mind, share us to your friends and relatives. Share our Facebook page, share our Instagram page. We are a small, tight-knit family organization. with some wonderful people that are creating some of the best CBD products that you are going to find.
There it is. It's our time.
Yeah, and everything that we're creating now, it comes from our farms. It comes from the seeds of high-grade hemp, which you should check them out as well, highgradehempseed.com. But everything comes from our seed company to the farms, and then ultimately over to where we get it extracted and then bottled and labeled with our partners Chad and Jeff. So it's a farm to table approach. You know where it's coming from. We're not in retail shelves across the country. We're in select locations, but you can definitely either reach out on our website and see where those locations are, or you can certainly purchase from us online. And we do have just a real quick plug. We have summer 2020 is the code that you can use all the way through August 31st at any time to get a special discount. But again, summer 2020 is the coupon code that you can use for our products. And again, any products that are purchased with the Rich Mauti Cancer Foundation, those proceeds go directly to the foundation to help with funding cancer research. There's a lot of great things that we're doing. Reach out to us at any time. Our email address, seedtosystem@gmail.com, is the general one. If you have a specific question, education-wise or anything the like, you can reach me personally, Shane, S-H-A-N-E, at seedtosystem.com, because I'd love to hear from you. And I'll probably have Christy Thiel take over at that point in time with any more direct questions. But we're here to help. We're here to educate. And last but not least is, we're in Longmont, Colorado, and our farms are only 45 minutes from the airport.
Quick
drive time. You can literally fly there to Denver in 2.5 hours. Get in a car, drive 45 minutes, and you're at our farms. You can see everything that we're doing, and we can give you a tour, of course. Just let us know. Give us a little advance notice just in case.
Yeah.
But, we want to show the world that we are, this is Seed to System. Our team, we are the people that are creating these products. And it's farm to table where it's coming from, and it's pure. It's very solid. It's a good product, and it's helped a lot of people. So we can't thank you all enough. Michael, appreciate this.
Thank you.
Christy Thiel, thank you for giving us the floor this week.
Thank you, Christy.
We'll resume next week back with you, because you're much easier to look at than us two.
We'll be live from the farm next week.
But thank you all. It's been a wonderful session this week. Join us again next Tuesday, 10 Mountain, 11 Central, for Hemp Your Health on the Seed to System Facebook Live feature. And we are going to check out. So thank you very much.